welcome to a new episode of the False Prophets podcast. I'm Phil Risner.
It's your boy Manny.
And we have some interesting stuff to talk about.
Yes.
We have there's recently been somebody out there in the public eye making a lot of crazy claims right now.
Yeah.
Somebody who I love dearly, all right, but I really never thought he'd be this stupid to say something this egregious,
atrocious,
this disgusting, this atrocious, this malicious. And for the first time in a while, we're not talking about Kanye West. Mr. Wiz Khalifa was recently doing a podcast interview, and they asked him who he would want to do a verse with, and this dumb motherfucker said Lil Wayne. As if he's the same level as Lil Wayne.
Not at all.
As if they would have a joint concert and that people would be equally satisfied from what they got by watching him and Lil Wayne. It's ridiculous. And what really breaks my heart about Wiz Khalifa is he was one of those rappers who had a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was really one of these rappers who had a chance. I don't think he could have ever been a Lil Wayne, but I do think he could have gotten in the caliber of maybe like a lesser version of Meek. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
In that realm of
that's funny, man.
Meek.
I want to touch on Meek later, though.
Meek Jr.
Yeah,
like a Meek,
Meek Jr.
Fisher Price, Meek Jr. He could have been that. But he just let himself. He had, he blew up with Black and Yellow, and then just disappeared and decided to get taken over by, even though they're white people, we'll call it the dark side. He was taking over. He let all these white executives shove him into different movie trailers and go commercial and all that shit. Mixtape Khalifa was fired. Khalifa.
Yeah, and it's crazy, man, because like the only thing I remember that last actual song that I remember that he actually did that was famous was the Fast and the Furious one.
Yes.
The whole tribute with for Paul Walker, whatever. And then for him to say, "Oh, I can do a thing," with Lil Wayne and Verzuz, he was like, because our energy is different. I never seen him in concert.
Yeah.
I seen Wayne in concert, but I never seen him in concert. Neither do I want to.
Yeah.
Because it's just I never said to myself like, "Hey, yo, Phil, bump that new Khalifa."
No.
I
haven't said that since like 2007. Okay.
God damn.
I used to, listen. I liked some of his mixtapes.
Some of his shit was dope. I ain't gonna hold you.
Burn After Rolling. Kush and OJ obviously was like his biggest one. He's had a lot of great songs with Currency. When he was mixtape Wiz Khalifa, he was Wiz Khalifa. He was someone to be fucked with.
It was something.
I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? He's also the one who kind of like ushered in like Mac Miller because of both from Pittsburgh and shit like that. It's kind of interesting to see all of that go. He was a cool one to watch, but he just became one of those people that's like, as soon as he blew up, he just got lazy and was like,
comfortable.
I don't want to rap no more.
Exactly.
I'll rap, but I don't want to rapidy rap.
It's like, he's like the male version of Mariah Carey. Because Mariah Carey doesn't need to do shit anymore, because once Christmas hits, she's making like 100 mil right away. So once another sad movie comes out, with like, hey, like high school teens graduating, it's been a long day. That's all they're going to play. Anything about a funeral, they're going to play that shit. So he's sitting on a bag right now. He's honestly cool. He's good, but it's just...
I have the female with you right now.
Why?
Don't you ever throw Mariah Carey under the bus like that.
I'm just saying,
mad hits.
She does. No, okay.
In that work. She put in work.
I said it wrong. What I was trying to say.
Meek. Remember he had that verse? I had hits with Mariah. This nigga said it. That's a credit.
No, I get it. No, it's no. What I'm trying to say is Mariah got hits. It's just Mariah doesn't need to make music just because that one song alone, bro. She's sitting on that bag.
See, now he's walking it back. Don't walk it back.
I have to walk it back because I'm not gonna disrespect the queen. It's like if I was to come on, dog.
Stand on that.
Fuck Mariah. But I never really paid attention to his stuff. Like going back to what he said, he can't do a versus with Wayne. Wayne is like a top dog. Wayne is like the type of person that has to do a versus with, somebody from from Diplomats or Jay-Z.
Bro, he has to do some shit with
Nas. He has to do
shit with Jay. He has to do some shit with like
Carter versus
Drake.
Carter.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh,
that would be dope. Easy, right there. There you go. Set that shit up. I said it first. Give me the bag, by the way, because if y'all fuck this up, I'm suing. Right here. Post Profits Podcast.
Yeah, right.
Carter vs. Carter.
Hell yeah.
God damn it.
Copyrighted, dog.
You see what White Claw does to you?
Yeah, hey.
At 3 in the afternoon.
It makes you intelligence.
And gay.
You know what I mean? Whoa. Hey, yo. There's no way you gay, nigga. You just disrespected Mariah Carey. This nigga ain't gay.
That is some gay shit. Fuck that hoe. Like, that's some shit some gay dude will say. Shout out to Mariah. I know you're listening, baby.
Speaking of the gays, have you listened to the SZA's new album? I'm just what?
What?
I'm just being a good reporter. What is that? Of the gays. They love SZA.
Everybody loves SZA.
This nigga, he needs more tolerance in his life. That's the problem. This nigga raising the hood. He don't want to touch nobody gay. That nigga wear a rainbow t-shirt. He's throwing a punch. All this shit, bro. If you hang around with these gay niggas, you know.
like my pankes with no syrup.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I don't like that shit sweet, dog.
Fuck that sweet shit.
That shit sweet.
Fuck you think this is?
Dry.
I don't even eat hot dogs.
Dry.
Chop them up into pieces. Flip them up like quarters and just catch them in my mouth. Pause.
Throw it in a blender.
Throw it in a blender. Drink that shit.
I'll chug it.
Anything that has a length to it, I don't eat it.
Yeah.
I don't like corn.
I don't like girthy food. I don't like girthy food.
I don't even like holding this can right now.
Right, that shit gay, huh? I call my bitch and I get her to drink it first and then spit it in my mouth.
Oh my gosh. No, but yes, that was a real question.
Right? That's where we're going?
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes you got to call your girl over there to make drinking a White Claw not gay. You're like, bitch, get in here. I was asking you about the SZA album because I haven't listened to it.
I haven't listened to it,
but I heard it's amazing. And you were bringing up gay people, and I was like, these are the things that they care about. You know what I mean? Gay marriage and shit.
Mariah
Carey,
hot dogs.
We have multiple demographics. We gotta give them shout outs.
That's it.
Let's unpack the fact of why you don't want to talk about gay people. How about we sit down here for a second and just do that?
We're gonna
man,
what?
Is there anything that you want to tell me?
All right, man. No.
Okay.
Sometimes gay people piss me off.
Well, here we go.
I love y'all. I love y'all, gay people. I'm gonna pull this one. My best friend's gay.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yo, I remember one time. Yo, it was I felt like one of those people that actually uses like my best friend's black shit.
Yeah.
Because there was this one chick, right? Mm-hmm. One of my exes went to go, chill with her and everything, and she was with her coworker. And then she's like, "Oh, I heard a lot about you. Yeah, you live in Bed-Stuy and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh yeah, so you know what? But you don't hang out in Bed-Stuy." I was like, "No, because I'm just everywhere." She's like, "Oh, because what? You don't like hanging around black people?" And then I told her, I was like, "No, my best friend's black." She's like, "Oh, so you one of those?" And I was in the back seat, and I'm like, "Fuck!" But I was looking at her like, "Bitch." Yeah. Like, what are you trying to do? You know what I mean?
Fishing. Sometimes people just fish around for shit to be offended by.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, like you're not gonna win. That's what I've learned, honestly. Like I've learned
shut the fuck up.
Not to argue with certain people.
Yeah.
I'm open to like putting my thoughts out there and telling people how I feel. But there's certain people with certain personality types, and each person, has a different person who they just shouldn't argue.
Right.
If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
You make a lot of sense, yeah.
But like we each have somebody who's a different personality type than us that's just so different that it just like this nigga holds on to certain shit. Anything you say, they initially don't like you.
Yeah.
And like anything you say, they're just gonna hear what they want to hear. And you just gotta realize like disengage from that type of shit.
I studied the art of just shutting the fuck up and just not giving a shit.
That is true.
Because, like, dude, and it's worked out because, when, like, you're right about a certain, subject. But then it's these individuals, they're like, no, I want you to see it my way. And you're telling them, yes, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I want you to know that I studied that and that's not it. You should look at it this way. And then they're just like, no. So now when I see, like, I usually start looking at someone and then like, certain words that they throw out, those new words like, gaslight, that type of shit. And I'm just like,
how come it's always a nigga gaslighting who uses the word gaslighting?
What do you mean?
Like, I want to know that.
It's first of all.
No, I'm not accusing you.
No, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, other people. There's always somebody's like, you're gaslighting me. All
that word is so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
First of all, a lot of people don't even understand what the fuck that word means.
Yeah.
So stop fucking using it like out there.
When
you know what I mean?
When people say gaslight, a lot of times they mean you're forcing me to take accountability.
Yes, and I don't want to.
So fuck you.
But then they'll say, oh, you're forcing me to believe your narrative, but I'm my own person and I have feelings. Fuck you. Like, come on. Dude, you're in your 30s. And I'm speaking about somebody specifically. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's always something. You know what I mean? I was about to look at this camera. It's always something. I'm thinking that multi-camera. It's always, oh my gosh, that's like the word of the year. Fuck that word and fuck people who fucking use that word. Like, bro, like, stop. You're just a piece of shit who doesn't want to fucking take accountability.
It's a way for like emotional manipulators to take advantage of people even more because
run away from the truth.
Yeah, and it's like because a lot of people that like when they step to somebody and say like, "Hey, I don't like how you're treating me."
Right.
A lot of people they don't do that very often.
Right.
So the whole initial emotion of doing that is like the person's worried, they're a little frantic usually, they're a little nervous that they're going to step to somebody. And usually it's their friend or a loved one that they're doing this with. So when you're like, no, you're actually gaslighting me and all this shit, it's like now they feel even more insecure. Right. And you're like, oh, fuck, was I? Because they were self-conscious about the whole thing. Right. And you knew you were fucking them over from the jump. You know what I mean? I'm looking right dead in the camera's eyes because some of you niggas need to hear this. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing and you're fucking with people, bro. And this shit isn't right.
It's not.
And he'll take the most timid nigga in the world and make him feel like an abuser. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Like, I don't understand why people just don't. Whatever happened to just having conversation? If I just
that's the thing.
No one sits down anymore and has conversation.
Nothing can just be like an accident or a misunderstanding anymore.
Nothing.
Everything's like premeditated. And you plan to like be like this evil person that you are. It's crazy, bro.
A lot of, and you know what?
It's crazy.
And a lot of females, they use this word. I'm gonna say fuck it. Yes. A lot of females use this word, and then they'll say that a specific person is gaslighting them. Yeah. But then at the end of the day, they're gonna end up dating somebody who's basically that gaslighter, and then they're gonna defend them like, oh no, this and that. End up being pregnant by the motherfucker. Yeah. Now you're living your life all fucking stupid because you just didn't know how to sit down and talk to an individual.
And they never call that nigga out for gaslighting.
Never.
Because he's actually good at it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
They'll call somebody else who's not actually doing it, they'll call out for it because they see certain things. They ask them to take accountability. They don't want to do that. But here's the thing. People who are actually good at gaslighting rarely ever get caught at gaslighting.
Rarely.
People who are good at lying rarely ever get caught at lying, bro. That's how it goes. That's how abusive behaviors go. People who actually abuse people rarely get caught for abusing people.
Rarely.
Like,
bro, I'm telling you,
kills me,
it's a new fucking word every year. Because before gaslighting, it was narcissistic.
Yes, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And then it was fuck boy before that. And it's just like, meanwhile, we're sitting down like, why y'all creating words for us? And always say,
bitch.
This bitch is crazy. And we still use the same word every year.
Yeah.
Bitch, you crazy.
She need a new one every year.
I'm telling you, bro, that's why, go back to what I said. I'll be looking at these bitches. I'll be looking at these dudes too. There's some like fuck niggas out there and shit. And I just be like, all right, cool. And I just walk away, bro. Cause my brother, he literally told me, he's a lieutenant in the army. And he was just like, bro, the shit that you see there, it just changes your brain.
Well, yeah.
He's like, never argue with stupid.
Yeah.
And I was like, that makes so much sense. He's like, never argue with stupid. And I was like, what does that mean? He was like, there's a lot of things that could be stupid.
Yeah.
People, things, places. Never argue with stupid. And that's what made me just be like, I just chill. I just lay back. I'm like, all right, cool. And I just walk away. Oh, no, but what you think? Nah, I mean, you got it. If that's what you think, you got it. Because I don't want... You got to tell them, like, listen, I'm going to say something, and all it's going to happen is just going to be a circle, and I don't want to keep repeating myself.
Well, it's
because I'm not going to believe your narrative. You're not going to believe mine. Yeah. I understand your narrative, but you're not understanding mine, so I choose to just shut the fuck up.
Oh, yeah, and I think it's also, too, it's like the art of stoicism. You know, people talk about that, like being stoic and shit, right? There is something to that, because, like, when you're stoic and shit, I think it's just kind of a surrendering to be like, I'm not gonna let what's going on around me dictate my emotional behavior. Mm-hmm. Right? So you kind of go like what was it? I saw somebody put up some inspirational ass shit today that just fucking hit me like mad hard. Her shit said no matter your emotional reaction, mm-hmm. it won't change the factor of what will happen in your life. Meaning, like, if you fucking while out and you're crying all day because of this thing, or you sit and you're just chilling watching TV, it's not gonna, whatever problem you have, that reaction isn't gonna change what's actually happening. Something either happens or it doesn't happen. Yep. And that's just it. Yeah. So don't allow your emotions to kind of bring you down and kind of form who you are as a person based on what you're going through. Yeah. Because it's emotional torture.
I agree. And yo, that shit just creates fucking sour,
bro, it does.
Fucking sad people. And then those individuals think that they're like, they're high up there and shit. Yes. You know what I mean? I be seeing that. And then they think that they're like those people that want to like write quotes and shit like that. Half of these motherfuckers that be writing quotes on like,
nigga, they are bitter.
Oh, they're bitter as fuck. And nobody likes
darkness
them.
in them.
Nobody they like, I got 1,000 likes and shit. But meanwhile,
niggas, man.
Your fucking mother even hates you. Like that type of shit.
Oh yeah. You know, a lot of people are writing those quotes for themselves.
Oh my gosh,
they're in such a dark space.
I be bro.
Yeah.
I be seeing people just like pull up a front on social media. Talking about, they're happy this, happy that. Meanwhile, they're just fucking, they're just so negative that you just don't want to be around them.
Some of the saddest people are the ones who want to spread inspiration.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so
they
funny.
just don't get it. Like,
it's crazy,
you know, they need to tell themselves these inspirational quotes over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, because they don't learn the actual lesson of it.
Yeah.
It washes over them for a second, but it's in one ear, out the other. And they're still living their life, but they feel like since they're reading that shit, they're like, I'm doing the work.
I'm doing the work.
You're not doing shit, bro.
Because you wrote something that someone else wrote.
Yeah.
And then you want to act like it's yours.
You screenshotted it, dog. Screenshotted it with no caption.
No caption at all. Screenshot it, left the time of when you screenshot it because it's on your phone. You didn't even crop out the time. Shit, you was on 2 bars, bitch, when you screenshotted this.
They got a headband on. Oh, boy. Put in that work.
Woo, wait. Time to shower.
Fresh and shorts on.
I'm watching this thing like on Instagram. They're making fun of these like influencers and shit. That they set up the camera, and then after that they press play. They go under the covers. They're like, right, you know, and then it's like the thing is talking. Oh, when I wake up, I usually go outside and I just like breathe in like the sun and all this other shit. And then the thing stops, so they run back to the camera. Yeah. And they're like, okay, good. And then I'm like, you know, I started thinking about it because even all over TikTok, you see that type of shit. And I always wondered, I'm like, who the fuck is recording?
Bro.
It's them. Like, that's fucking sad as fuck, bro.
Well, exactly. It's
and weird.
Bro, it's sad and it's just like, it's fake as well, too.
Super fake.
Because like you're manufacturing that moment. Actually, you want to talk sad, bro. You want to talk sad. I can't believe I didn't even tell you this before.
What's up?
Bro, I was on the train just yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And I guess there was like a TikTok influencer thing going on, like on the train. Like, you know those like candid sketches that people do? Mm-hmm. Now, one happens in my life, like on the train.
You experienced it?
I swear to God, bro. And and everybody goes through, like, you watch those things on fucking TikTok and Instagram, and you're like, that's crazy. I can't believe that's never happened to me. What would I do? Bro, I was in on it, essentially. Like, I'm sitting there, right? Some fucking dude leaves, and some dude who's sitting next to me leaves and shit. 2 people leave, right? So there's 2 seats next to me, right? And there's the one where it's like, you can easily put a gap seat. If you don't live in New York, just know that there is a way of going about sitting on the train,
there's
right?
a certain rule that everyone knows.
If there's an extra seat, you put that gap seat between you.
Yeah.
Okay? Just for comfortability. It's weird. And it's one of those old trains, too, that you can't really have your own separated. It's like, they're like personally like formed seats.
Yeah.
So if a nigga's sitting next to you, he's sitting next to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting down. Bro, some nigga with a big puffer jacket sits directly next to me. So he's like on me. I feel it. And I'm like, the fuck, bro? Like, because there's an empty seat. I'm like, I'm almost kind of ready to fight, but I'm also like, maybe is he on drugs or like mentally handicapped? Because I've had that happen too.
Right.
Where they just, I don't know, they're like weird, they're like off, you know?
Yeah.
So he's sitting down. I'm like, should I say something? Should I say something? Immediately, right before I'm about to say something, some nigga dressed as a Christmas tree. I'm serious. Dog. Some nigga dressed as a Christmas tree. Like, but he's wearing like military fatigues.
Right.
But like over it is a giant Christmas tree. Right? And he tries to sit next to the nigga. And I'm like, what is happening? Because I just smoked a blunt to the face. So I'm like, nigga,
am I high?
What did they put in it? Yo, this is why you can't buy this shit legal, dog.
Yo, shit.
Why did they put it in
You thought you was Smack.
Yeah.
You was in Smack City, right? You're like, is there a Christmas tree next to me?
What? I'm trying to get over the emotional hurdle of telling a man I'm uncomfortable with him sitting next to me.
What happened?
And now there's a Christmas tree here. So like, that shit threw me for a loop.
Oh, gosh.
Threw me for a loop.
God damn, man.
So the Christmas tree walks in and tries to sit down in the other empty seat. Right? So the Christmas tree sits down and the two guys start arguing. The guy in the puffer jacket goes, hey man, I'm sitting here. Don't you see it? And it's like so telegraphed.
Oh my God.
You just feel it. Like, you know what I mean? Just so telegraphed.
Shit,
and he just goes like, what, you want a problem, bro? Like, you want a problem? You want a problem? He's like, I don't want any problems. He's like, what, you want to fight? You know, and they're like going back. And then the guy's like,
meanwhile, you're just like,
meanwhile, I'm just like this, high as shit. Like, does everybody else see this? Next to me.
Oh, shit.
This Christmas tree.
This Christmas tree's about to throw some heads.
Real, right? Because they're about to fight. This puffer jacket and a Christmas tree are going to fight.
Oh, my God.
And I don't like this.
Oh, fuck. Yo.
And so the guy in the puffer jacket just goes like, go do, like, he's like threatening to fight and shit. He's like, well, fuck you then. I'm about to just go over here. And he just like sits over there in like another empty seat. And then and then that's it. And the Christmas tree just fucking gets out of the seat, gets on one knee on the ground, and he goes, hello. He's like, I am the Christmas tree, and I am here to spread good tidings.
Oh,
and he starts like doing all this weird shit. And he goes, thank you all for being here. You guys are all so friendly. And he starts like playing fucking like Christmas songs on a kazoo. And now it's just weird. And now I'm like, oh, so this is real. And this is terrifying. And I feel so bad for this man now. And now I'm thinking like, what brought this guy here to this point in his life where he thought like doing this was like a good thing? You know, it's like, who are you? The fact that you're debasing yourself in this way in front of everybody, and it's going nowhere. No one's laughing. You know, no one's enjoying any of this. And they're not even shocked. It's not like, oh my God, they're not getting reactions. It's just like, everyone's just looking at this like, what the fuck? And now he's doing this, and he's just like making himself seem like a fucking fool.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just made me sad. It made me depressed, actually.
It's cringy as fuck, man.
It was very cringy.
It's so cringy, man.
And I was like,
I'm sorry you went through that.
And you know,
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I do kind of need a hug. I'm not even going to lie, bro.
Yo, hold on.
I'm not even going to lie.
I got a hug. Hold on.
I'll take a hug.
I got a hug, man.
I'll take a hug.
It's like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It was weird. It was weird as fuck. It was so fucking weird.
Yo.
And you know what the funny part is though, too? So he's just like this guy, this Christmas tree kind of loser guy, right? And you know, he's singing and he's doing Silent Night and all this shit. Full songs, by the way, on a kazoo.
Full songs?
Multiple stops, yeah. We're doing multiple stops. People are coming on the fucking like rush hour and like hitting the guy as they walk in because it's getting crowded.
Yeah, yeah.
He's getting nothing this whole time, right? He's debating himself. And so this is happening. I feel so bad for him. And then I had this weird epiphany where I was like, fuck. This is probably how my friends felt when I told them I was going to start doing stand-up comedy. like this is what they envisioned in their head.
Yeah.
Of like me, not on a train, but like, he's never going to make it. He's going to make a fool of himself. He's going to be talking about his dick all the time.
Yeah.
Just like debasing himself and making himself look corny and cringy as fuck.
Oh my gosh. You know what's funny?
Yeah, it was sad.
There's individuals, like those individuals specifically, their group of friends, even their family, don't have the balls to tell them you suck.
Yeah.
Just stop. Just apply for UPS at this point. You know what I mean? Like, but like do a seasonal job at Santa because you're not going anywhere with this shit. And it pisses. It's funny that you mentioned that you experienced that. You were that close. Shit. No, to me, I was at a distance with something that happened like that, but it was the dancing shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? The whole new Beyonce shit. Oh, okay. And I'm there and I'm chilling and I'm waiting for my passenger. Mind you, I thought the passenger who was outside staring at me, I'm like, hey, Melissa, hey, and she's just staring at me. And I'm like, why is she staring at me? Meanwhile, in front of me was her cell phone. And then like 3 other fucking people came out. And then, so I didn't notice the cell phone was there, but I'm like, hey, Melissa. And then she's doing this. I'm like, okay. And she's dancing. And then I was about to be like, okay. Like, but I didn't see that the cell phone was on the floor. And then she's just dancing and shit. And I'm like, okay, are you coming in? Like, But then Melissa actually came. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And she's like, these people do this shit every fucking day just for their TikTok. And it's so fucking cringy. Like, I get people do want to be content creators.
Of course.
One of my gripes with TikTok, no one is original.
No one is.
Let's say we create a dance right here, right now. Yeah. You're going to see 50 other pages try to replicate what we did because they got the laughs and the likes. Yeah. But no one knows our account. So they take that shit and then they make it their own.
Do it over and over.
And it's so fucking sad.
I actually think TikTok's going to burn out.
I'll
be honest. I can kind of feel it. I feel like most people are kind of like, it's like wearing on them a little bit. Right. Like most people that I know don't even use TikTok. They just put shit on TikTok because they're like, this will get a turnover. But I'm starting to notice like back in the day not even back in the day, but just a few years ago when it started, right? Like you could put up a couple posts and you would get so many followers from it and everything. Right. I think it was just because it was a newer platform.
Right.
Now that conversion rate is like way lower.
Yeah.
And like now, even if you have like mad followers on TikTok and shit, getting them to come over to what you're doing
is hard.
Is like a lot harder than it used to be.
Their algorithm sucks.
Like their algorithm is not the same anymore. It's not the same anymore. Like it's totally different. There's way too many people doing it. There's way too many people creating versus like people consuming. Right. And shit like that.
Right. Yeah.
Like even the people who consume, they don't create at all. I think TikTok is made for everyone to create a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Rather than everyone creating everything or no one creating anything. I think that's the two sides that they have.
Like, don't get me wrong. It's cool that people actually want to create, become content creators.
I just don't think
all sorts of ages, too. All sorts of sizes. It's dope. But, matter of fact, going back to the whole algorithm shit, it sucks because, dude, I follow amazing people. Like, what I like to follow is, like, cooking stuff because, I like to cook, building and shit like that. And there was this one dude I used to always follow who used to, like, basically, like, gut out houses.
Yeah.
And just, like, create it new. I just saw this guy's video yesterday, and the last time I seen one of his videos was probably like 3 months ago. I'm like, shit, whatever happened to this guy?
Yeah.
And then I go, and this dude had mad new shit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, all TikTok is showing me is food, and I'm like, I get I'm fat, but like what's going on?
I want to see other shit.
Yeah, it sucks,
and it kind of gets annoying, and I feel like honestly,
stop screaming, man. I lost my voice like that.
Yeah, bro. You need some water.
Yeah, I do.
But I really think, bro, like when it comes to all the content creation shit, it's all going to YouTube, bro. YouTube is the end all be all place of it.
YouTube clips are dope.
YouTube clips are dope. And it offers everything. You have the TikTok-ness, you know what I mean?
Yes.
The short little videos. Yes. Then you also have short, like 2, 3, 4, 5 minute videos.
Right.
Then you have long form videos that can be over an hour.
Right.
It's literally anything.
It's dope.
And you feel it. They're trying to kind of shift it over to becoming social media as well. Like now, like if you're a content creator and you have over a certain amount of followers, now you can make like posts like how they do on like Facebook.
Yeah. I did see that.
And you can do like polls.
And you can Instagram, you could comment on it and shit like that.
Put a bunch of shit out there.
It's dope. Yeah.
And that increases your followers.
That might happen. You know what? Because now they're going through this whole thing where they're trying to ban TikTok in the United States.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, going back to what we're saying, YouTube might be the next platform that we're going to use. And that's actually smarter because, again, we don't know who's taking all of our information on TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean, we know.
It's Chinese government.
China. So, so that's basically it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's.
But no, it's like you think about YouTube. It's a one-stop shop, right?
Right.
Like I said, you got the super short TikTok videos. You got real short videos, 2-3 minutes, whatever. You got long form videos. You also have like you can sell merch on TikTok. Like all the shit is literally there. So it's like if you're on one person's channel,
Linktree, the Linktree.
Yeah, and it's like if you're on one person's channel, you get everything specifically from their channel.
Yeah.
Rather than if you got TikTok, you gotta go to Instagram. Then you gotta go to their TikTok. Then you gotta go to this. Then you gotta go to that. Whereas YouTube, you just have it all there.
Right there.
So it makes sense. It makes sense. But enough commercials for these things, man.
Yeah. Fuck
You're giving us enough love. We're out here doing it. We're up and down. We're up and down,
baby.
Show some love out here.
Yeah.
But I don't know what else were we talking about. The Megan Thee Stallion trial is coming to an end, right? It should be done by Monday. I think they said.
I believe was it today or yesterday they were giving their final statements.
Really?
Yeah, it was either today or yesterday. Tory chose not to take sit on the
But also, I mean, defendants, if it's a criminal case, defendants rarely ever take the stand.
Yeah. He didn't. I mean, because
any won the case already. It's like, nigga, you can only ruin this.
Yeah, basically, like I'm pretty sure his lawyer said, "Yo, just be quiet," because like they
stay quiet.
You know, Meg and her friend Kelsey, like they just buried themselves in the ditch. Like the way that whole trial went, you know, I wasn't here for the last few pods. But I was listening to you guys, and it's true, like everything that y'all said. But it's just the way that it was moving. By the time she opened her mouth the first day, it was just like, just stop.
Yeah,
just stop because all of this makes no sense. Yep. You go talk to Gayle King talking about you never fucked a dude, and then it's funny because when Gayle asked, "Did you have sexual relations with him?" You have to see that video, bro. She was like, "Did I have sexual relationships with Tory?"
Sound like Bill Clinton.
She's like, yeah. Like, well, yeah, exactly. Like, you know when somebody repeats what you just said?
I did not nail his dick.
No, but
you're in trouble for smoking.
You know, like when somebody repeats what you just said, it's like right there. You're like, all right, bitch.
She's buying time.
Yeah, you're buying time because you don't know what to say. So then when Gayle was like, yes, exactly. I just said that. She was like, no, I didn't. Yeah, but why you smirking, bitch?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
You know you got dick down.
Oh, she got dick down, man.
You know what I mean?
She got mouth fucked, all that shit. You know what I mean? She was on that Glock 5000. What they call it now, these women? The Glock 5000? It's so weird. I gotta stay on TikTok.
You sound like you're on QVC.
The Glock 5000. If you call now, free shipping and handling. But I knew from there, man. And then this is what freaking made me realize, like, goddamn, this was just a fucking waste of 2 years.
Okay.
When she was like, she goes on social media, she's like, oh my gosh, I wish he would have just shot me dead because, of all the embarrassment I'm going through. And I'm just like, bitch, if you knew that you were innocent the whole entire time, why would you wish that you were dead, one?
Exactly.
And two, it's just like, just shut the fuck up at this point because you're looking for a pity party that you're not going to receive.
Yeah, it's not. Well, here's the thing, though.
Oh, last thing I'll say, and I heard this on I think this is when we was in the apartment when you arrived that night. Who was it? It was on Ack. She said supposedly I didn't want to tell anybody that Tory shot me initially because I didn't want Drake to make a diss track of me or some shit like that. And, and it was just like, wait, but why would you assume that Drake is gonna make a diss track? Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, because it's gonna ruin my career. She says.
Also, there's like way more serious things going on. A Drake diss track is not something that you're thinking about when you get shot.
He is not the Messiah. Okay, like why would you care about? You know what I
mean? No, she's just trying to weaponize shit.
Come on.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. I think though, I will say, when this trial ends, she's gonna have to make a statement. I think because of this whole thing, she's never going to be as big as she was. But I think because she kind of, she does have ratchet women that like her and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't know. I feel like white people aren't that into this case.
They're not. So
because of that, she might be able to have some sort of like lesser mainstream appeal that like, she's not really part of the ratchet, girl crew anymore. Mm-hmm. She can rap on a couple songs.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's done.
Hot
Boy Summer all day, baby.
She can be on a Fast and Furious fucking Wiz Khalifa.
I hope not.
You know what I mean? Like soundtrack type shit. I feel like that might be something. Like I feel like no matter what, even you could literally have video evidence of Kelsey shooting her. If you tell a white girl that Tory shot her, then Tory shot her. You know what I mean? So that's what happens. So I think if she's smart enough to maintain this, she could kind of pivot that way and kind of be like, it's just all, she doesn't even have to go into details. She could be like, it's just all been so hard for me. And they'll just be like, say no more.
Dude,
like, it's fine. Like, say no, you got this.
I'm laughing because they're just comparing her to Amber.
Too much no more.
I don't know, bro. Like she has
not
okay, a big portion, yes.
I would say like 40%, 30% of black women that she had before, I don't think will fuck with her.
I agree. Reason so is because
70% will.
I go online and then I see the comments that these people drop. Oh my God, she's going through so much.
I know.
How can you say that she's a bad person? Who knows who shot the gun? At this point, it doesn't matter. She's being embarrassed. She's depressed. Bitch, you don't know this person.
I know.
I'm pretty sure she does not give a shit about you.
No,
she just reminds me of that one fucking bitch that fucking just comes out of nowhere and just wants to seek attention by crying all the time in school.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
That one girl that always goes to the dean or something like, oh my gosh, like, matter of fact, oh my God, that's another story. I'll tell you after this.
Yeah.
Because it's something like that happened to one of my friends, and it's just like, yo, you almost got this guy in trouble.
Yeah.
In junior high, and this dude could have been locked up.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, you want to sit there and cry, and I knew what happened.
Yeah.
Because she tried to put me in the mix too. And then she was like, no, not you.
Yeah.
I want him. She told me that shit.
See?
I was like, what the fuck?
Issue. And then it's also too, and now that it gets exposed, you're still not held accountable.
And guess what? It was exposed, and she was still like,
it's fine.
Oh my God.
We're just glad you're okay.
Yeah.
It's like, well, nigga, what the fuck?
Meanwhile,
bro, like Tory, that's the whole thing. It's like, I feel like a lot of people shouldn't let this rest. They will.
Shouldn't.
They will. But I feel like they really shouldn't, because the whole fact of the matter is, it's like, bro, Tory was on the chopping block for, 23 years? If he would have gotten found guilty.
20
years. Yeah. And then as well, as soon as he would have done those 20 years here, he would have been deported straight to Canada. So career over and 20 years.
Just his son. His son was recently turned 2 or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna have a relationship with your son. The next time you're gonna see him is like when he's 21 or so.
Yeah, when he's 21.
What the fuck? How disgusting are you that you just don't give a fuck about that at least?
Yeah.
You could have easily just wiped this shit under the rug. I don't know who shot who, and I could give a fuck.
This far at all.
It did not need to go. It did not. This shit could have been resolved under the table. No
charges needed to be pressed at all.
That's it.
And that was I think that was the issue. It's like, no charges need to be pressed in any way, shape, or form. But you guys just took it there because I think Rock Nation gave her some bad advice. They're like, yo.
And they're still doing it.
Yeah.
They're talking about they're going to fucking sue like Axe, sue Joe Budden, sue No Jumper, all these people who was talking like, and this is the crazy part. Now, instead of saying like, when, because they used to speak like that, when we win this case, now they're saying if Megan wins this case. Not we now.
Oh, yeah.
It's Megan.
Yeah.
Not when, if. You see how they changed the whole narrative?
Oh, of course.
Oh, my God.
They're slowly distancing themselves from her. I mean, and they've been doing it for months. Like, for instance, what was it? Rihanna, Megan Thee Stallion was going to be like a consultant on her like Fenty brand or something.
Hope not.
Months ago, she cut her off. Like, a decent amount of people stopped following her. Like, Drake stopped following her on Instagram months ago. This all kind of happened at one time. I think that's really what happened was that basically, like, when this first shit happened, whoever was in charge of her shit, her PR shit, was like, yo, this makes you look ratchet and like shitty, but don't worry, we can turn this around and we'll just throw it on him. He's an independent artist, so he doesn't have as much assets as we do.
He's just a writer.
He's just like a random writer, dude, and he has his thing, but he's disposable.
Yeah.
Not like you. You're beautiful. You're great. People care about women right now. We can use that. And then she just went with it. I don't think she, in her heart, it was like a truly like evil thing. I think she just got convinced to do it. And then once she stepped over that line, you can't step back.
You can't.
And so she just went with it. And I think that's really what's going on.
And I remember initially, like, Rock Nation was involved in this shit.
Yeah, I mean, they still are. Those are Rock Nation's lawyers, bro.
And it's so fucking... And
I want to know what Jay-Z has to say about this.
shit.
That's what I'm wondering.
Because this is gonna make him look bad. Well, not him, but make Rock Nation look real bad.
But that's how you know that nigga's a true mogul, though, because if we're talking about anybody else, right, and whatever company they own, Jay-Z's name would get thrown a lot more.
Yeah.
You notice how every time any newspaper, they never say Jay-Z, they say Rock Nation. Mm-hmm. Rock Nation, like that's how you know a nigga's successful when their company is completely separate from who they are
as a human being. Yeah.
It's like Rock Nation needs to be held responsible.
Yeah.
Jay-Z can be sitting right next to the nigga saying that, and they'll never look that nigga in his eyes.
I don't know.
They're like, Rock Nation.
Yeah.
Needs to be held responsible.
And it's
like, hey, Jay, how are you?
Yeah. And they have, and I'm pretty sure they have multiple LLCs under that company.
Revolt needs to be taken to, taken to the cleaners. Diddy, what's up, bro?
Yo, Diddy, what's up, baby?
Here, nigga? Okay, nigga, I'm still popping some rounds.
Nah, man.
That's how it goes, bro.
This is crazy.
So
man.
I'm proud of that there are Black people in this world that could lead a media conspiracy and not be touched. I would say that is,
that would be dope, right?
That is a new echelon, and we need to pay attention. Like I said, I don't care what Black people do. I'm proud of all Black people, good Black people, evil Black people. As long as we're raising ourselves up, I'm here. Because these white niggas don't care about the good and the evil niggas. They just have the elevation.
Yeah,
we need to stop having such a high bar.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think all minorities. Actually, not all minorities. White people, like white niggas, Asian niggas don't give a shit. They'll have a nigga be evil as long as they can elevate. It don't matter. But fucking Black people, Hispanic people and shit, fucking, I guess, what other races are there?
All of them niggas.
Native Americans, I don't know, nigga. Everybody else want to play by the high road. Like, when they go low, we go high. Nah, nigga, fuck that, dog. Fuck that shit.
Oh, man. Only person of color that I'll fucking like not include in our in that whole circle is that motherfucker that trying to charge you $6 for a tall boy. Fuck that Indian motherfucker. God damn, yo. A fucking tall boy for $6? Yo, Punjabi, come on, baby. Like, what the fuck was that?
That shit was fucked up. We just went here before the podcast. I went to go buy a tall boy. I bought a tall boy and a bottle of water. I go to the fucking register. The dude goes, $8. I go, what? He goes, $8. I go, how much is the White Claw? He goes, $6 and puts on a nervous smile. I was like, nope, we're gone. Drop $2 for the water, dip the fuck out.
No, but
$2 is still
I was the idiot that fucking bought from him because I bought a coffee that in the regular bodega over there in the hood, that shit costs $1. And then the little Danish cakes, that's $150. That's used. So right there, that's $250.
Yeah.
Dude charging me $450. And I'm like, okay, I'll give him the $5. I'm like, wait a minute. What did I buy?
I know.
Right there, that's where I was like, and then the homeless man outside, didn't you see him? He's like, yo, can you help me out? I'm like, man, just take this shit. Because I was so pissed off, I didn't want to eat that shit, man.
Yeah.
And my coffee was cold.
It'll get you pissed off. Like, I don't know. No, I know what you mean, though. It's funny you brought that up because it's just like, sometimes, like, I don't know. You ever have somebody just do you so dirty that you're just like okay with it?
Yeah.
Like you're almost in shock
and then,
by the fact that you got did dirty.
Yeah. You spend the whole day with the person, 5 hours and shit. Then you get home and you're in the shower and you're like, wait a minute.
Hold on. Let's rewind.
Did I just pay for everybody's dinner? Am I on negative right now? Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean, bro.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, also, like, sitcom shit. A nigga does you dirty.
Yeah.
You dap him up. You go home. The camera follows your whole commute home. Right?
It's like a Martin episode almost. Yeah.
Fucking subway. Bing, boom. You take the fucking elevator up, right? You got to take the stairs on top of that, or for some reason. Yeah. You do all this shit. You feed your cat. You watch TV. You take a shower. You cook food. Right? And then while you're stirring the fucking tomato sauce, you're like, hold on.
The fuck?
The fuck was that? That's how I felt with the guy with the White Claw.
Yeah,
I was like, this nigga just did me dirty.
Fuck that, man. I will never go back to that bodega. Fuck that. We got to bring shit. We got to bring our own shit before coming to the studio.
We got to sneak shit in like we're in a movie theater.
Exactly. Some chicken wings in my nuts.
Yeah, right.
I don't know why I said that.
Eat chicken wings, drink quarter waters and shit. That'd be great.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. But, yeah, bro, with this whole Megan Thee Stallion thing, it's obviously ending soon. Obviously, I mean, listen, with the court and everything, I think they're putting up so much reasonable doubt that, truth be told, if they go all the way to a conviction, he's going to be found not guilty. I think it's that apparent. Yeah. But I think that word is that they're hunting for a mistrial right now. Just not Tories, but like Rock Nation. They're offering like, hey, a mistrial because the whole thing is, and this is fair, when it comes to male female shit, it doesn't really matter anyway. It's like as long as Tory's not convicted criminally, right? Then the people who believe him, and the people who don't. And that's never going to change. Yeah. Even if he gets held not guilty, that will not change. Yeah. The women who believe Megan got victimized will always believe Megan got victimized. And the dudes who are for Tory or whatever, they'll always believe him. So it's like, even if it's not a not guilty plea, a mistrial, that's good enough for his fans. And that's good enough for people in the mainstream because they've already been slightly bringing him back into the fold because a lot of media outlets started to call out how this nigga wasn't on any playlists and he got blacklisted hard as fuck. That's crazy. Which is totally true. And once they called that shit out, then everybody was like, actually, he's on.
Yeah.
He's on now.
He could sue now for defamation of character.
Bro, that's the reason. That's why they switched it because they were like, oh, now that they're exposing it, there's a possibility that he could have legal recourse for that shit. So they thrown him back on. So he's already getting welcomed back into the fold. The mainstream of, the music community and everything knows that it's bullshit, or at least that it's too much drama for them to all get into. So they're just going to leave it alone. So, yeah, so a mistrial would work.
I wonder what these artists.
I want them to win, though.
I do want them.
I do want them to win.
Like, even though, like,
with that Amber Heard shit, yeah, it's like, nah, this needs to happen.
City Boys up. City Boys up.
It needs to happen, bro.
Like, listen, I never condone violence on women. I don't know what the fuck happened, but from the way this is moving, it was just two fucking females fighting over some dick.
That's all it was.
And that's it. That's what we see. And these are not my words. This is just what's actually like happening.
Yeah.
And they're saying that. But going back to what I said, I was saying is these individuals, these artists that separated themselves from him. Yeah. That he spoke about. He was like, yo, there's a lot of people that came to me. They was like, yo, I can't tie myself into you right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because then I'm going to look like this, and that. He was like, all right. He said that he understood some of them. But then I remember, I think it was with Meek Mill. Yeah. He got on. So basically, Tory was on Twitter. Tory was on Twitter, and then he said something like, yeah, this and that. Like, something about, like, we got to stick together and all this other shit. And I guess he tagged Meek Mill. Meek Mill was like, yo, son, I don't fuck with you.
Oh, wow.
And then he was like, I say, he was like, cool, say less, like, take care, beloved. Some shit like that. But now it's like Meek is gonna look fucking wild,
up, bro. Because also Tory
Meek is gonna
spits.
Oh yeah,
he fucking spits, and this nigga is like fully independent, so he gets all of the money. That's the thing too. It's like he had so much money at his disposal because the pandemic brought so much cash.
That's true,
and it's all to him. So it's like, my nigga, okay. I was wondering though. This is an interesting conversation. It's a funny topic you bring that up about, people not wanting to fuck with him. What do you think about that? Do you think those people were right for, like, not necessarily right, but do you find it understandable as far as, like, people not fucking with him? Or, like, if you were in Tory's situation, would you find it understandable? Or would you be like, nah, like, I'm raining fire down on everybody after this?
Well, it's going back to, like, what people say is, like, innocent until proven guilty. So I'm not going to separate myself, like, from somebody just because of that. Like, okay, this is what's happening. They're saying this. Yeah. It's all word of mouth at this point.
Yeah.
But until the facts are there, until you go to trial and everything, to me, you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Again, I don't condone violence. And it could be, let's just say, some random shit. Let's just say they accuse him of robbing a bank.
Yeah.
I'm not going to separate myself from you because of that.
Yeah.
If I did have a track with you, like, I forgot, I think it was JoJo or whatever the frick these artists' name, she took him out of his album. A bunch of people took Tory out of their album.
Oh, wow.
He was a featured artist. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep him on, and that's fine, and innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Because if I have a cool relationship with this individual, it's just like, I'm not going to stop being your friend. But just know that, like, if you did do some fuck shit, man, I don't condone that shit. Yeah. So let's try to help you out, just so you don't do this shit again. But I'm not gonna separate myself from you. Now, if it was some wild shit, that's different. Like of course, rape or something. No, I don't chill. You know what I mean? Yeah. If he really killed somebody or some shit like that. But again, the facts are the facts. It was two women fighting. Yeah. You know? And we didn't know that because, again, I didn't know that initially, but I see people, just like certain podcasters was like, yo, I don't know if he did it, but if he did do it, fuck that nigga. Yeah. You know? So that's all it is.
And but for now, a fair reaction.
But for now, it's just like, whatever. I can't say anything innocent until proven guilty.
Okay, that's fair. All right, let me put it this way now, too. If you were Tory and you had certain people leave you, would you take offense to it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Because think about
what some revenge shit. Like, I'm never fucking with this nigga again.
Yeah, like because you let business. You gotta remember, Tory has written for like most of these artists.
A lot of these artists.
A lot of them. So then now when they ask for that verse, yep, you're good, baby. Yeah. I'm good. I have nothing against you. Yeah. You said what you said, you did what you did, but just I love you from afar. Yeah. That's it.
Nah, I feel that, man. I feel that. And I think a lot of people, man, I think the hard part about the entertainment industry is that you spend so much time with these people, but no matter what, they're not really your friends. And no one's truly solid.
You hear that shit all the
time. Everyone's fake. And it's not even that they're like it's not even that they're fake. It's that from the beginning, they were never real. Mm-hmm. And I think because we're all humans and we're personal, we're social creatures. Right. We go like, oh, this person's smiling in my face. This person, we're having these talks. Now we have memories together that they must genuinely like me and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, no, we're all just kind of pushed together in this scene, and it's better for everybody if we're all nice with each other, And I don't really necessarily think that I don't necessarily think that that's fake. I just think that the behavior isn't a good thing, because that's the thing. It's like, by all those counts, like I've been fake. Like there's people that I don't necessarily like, but I've been nice to because I'm like, yo, like not for nothing. Also, too, maybe we could be friends in the future, but also like I want the thing that he has, and like I'm gonna be respectful. I'm not gonna be shitty to him because I want this. So whatever. But yeah, I think the way that people treat like each other and that shit is still fucked up, and I don't really condone it. But I don't know. It just kind of sucks when a lot of that type of stuff when it comes to public perception, especially nowadays. It's so hard because it's like, bro, there were people getting punished for associating. I think that's what everybody feels.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that they were being punished because they were so loud about it. Yeah. What I'm saying is, you're on social media mentioning him. You had artists like say things like, yo, fuck that dude. I'm not fucking with him. He did what he did to Meg. Yeah. And then he just stood back. And what he did, he could have easily been like, yo, I ain't do nothing. But he stood back. He's like, all right, cool. Yeah. You think he ain't on his checklist right now? Like, he's gone. Yeah. She's gone. Yeah. He's gone, and so on and so forth. You think he's not doing that? Yeah. Because now he's realizing who's real, who's fake. Yeah. Mind you, Tory is a crazy dude. Like, that shit that Tory does, that's just,
especially with the August Alsina shit, I was like, this might send this nigga to prison.
Oh, yeah.
Just out of doing that, I'm like, you're an idiot. Also, I'm like, not for nothing, I'm like, how soft are some of you rappers? Because, like, I'm not the hardest nigga, but I would definitely punch him in the face.
No, it's
bro, I'm not having nobody roll up to me like that. It's just the temperament shit.
Yeah. But, it's...
The only time I don't fight is if it's over a woman. Yeah. I don't care how a nigga's coming at, unless it's, like, wild, but regardless, like even if he's talking shit, thinking he'll beat me up, I don't fight him. Yeah. That's the one thing I do not do. I will restrain myself more than I restrain myself for anything. Yeah, because I'm like, I'm not looking like a chump. Bro.
It's dumb.
I'm no puppet. Wow, you know what I mean? Two of us fight when this bitch is smiling.
Yeah.
Pussy's getting wet. Whoever wins gets it.
Exactly. Gets the fucking hit it. Like,
But bro, this shit is like it's it's really fucked up. And I mean, again, I think some resonance happens with me because of like shit that I've been through. Right. That I'm not gonna elaborate, but I've been through a lot of different shit, and I know how it feels to have people just randomly abandon you. Right. And it is fake and it is fucked up because there's people like Meek Mill who are just like colleagues, people And then there's niggas that are your actual fucking friends.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you've cried on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And the second that something's inconvenient, you're gone.
Yeah.
And then you're pretending that you didn't even like me in the first place.
Right.
So I understand. Like, that's why I kind of really want to win for him. Because I'm like, I think there needs to be a complete and utter clearing of like, no, fuck all of you. Yeah. You know what I mean? You guys need to understand his name is completely cleared. Get the fuck off of his dick. Leave him the fuck alone. Yeah. And now he's just going to quietly win without anything.
No, there's gonna, bro. I'm telling you, I've gone through something similar also, bro. That I had huge uptick. I had people come up to me like, "Yo, you know why I had to do that, though, right?"
And Yo, that shit.
You know what it is, baby.
But they'll be like, it's great to see you around again, bro. Yeah, I'm happy you're around again. I'm like, nigga, I've heard people say that type of shit. I'm like, bro, I'm this close to punching you in the face.
No, don't.
I'm this close to punching you.
What I'll do, you just gotta, it's going back to what I said. You just look at him. Just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up. You look at him. Yo, but I'm telling you, son, I had a dude that, this one dude, man, he was talking mad shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man, he did this and that. Oh, word, that's fine. And this is high school time. Then when all that shit was clear, when my name was clear, bro, this dude was like, yo, but you know, baby.
Exactly.
And then all my friends, my core friends that were still cool to this day, didn't even fuck with that dude anymore.
And
and they told him from the beginning, yo, you're gonna do that over some for lack of better terms, because we was for some pussy?
Yeah.
For some pussy? Just like women do the same thing for some dick?
Yeah.
That you're gonna act like that with Manny, knowing that, man. Bro. And all my friends can like come here right now and tell and they can tell you, I always hope everybody I try to help out as much as I can. That's why when that rumor started about me, they were like, nah. Everybody was like, nah. Like they already knew.
And that's why it's so important. I'm telling anybody who works in like entertainment and content creating and shit, bro, it's so important to have like real friends around you. And not for nothing, most likely real friends who don't do what you do, bro. And I say that because I'm somebody who started doing stand-up comedy at 18. And so I kind of lost all my real friends at 18. I moved from New Jersey to here. So now they're an hour and a half away, so I can only talk to them on the phone. All I'm doing is just doing stand-up comedy. So all my friends I'm making through that. And that's a great thing. But remember what we just talked about, how people are perceived as being fake and shit like that. So there could be a nigga that you think has been your boy for almost a decade. And bro, he hears some shit, bro, and that nigga's just gone. That nigga's just gone. Can't even speak to him anymore, nothing. And then when it all clears up, he's acting right back next to you. Or he's playing or he's just still not speaking to you because he's so afraid and worried about like what he did. He feels shame. You know what I mean? And that brings a whole nother thing to it. So I'm just telling any of you, like, if you create shit and everything, you want to fucking do stand-up and whatever, bro, like, make it into a hangout with some of your real friends. Like, if they're close, you know what I mean? Or if you're in a new city, try and be friends with, like, regular people and invite them out to some of your shit, bro. Like, have real people that are supporting you, real people that are in your corner, real people that know who you are. Because this shit, bro, if you don't have that, this shit could break you. It didn't break me, but this shit could break you. And I've seen it. I've seen it happen to other people too. You know? So
I love it.
On that note, we're gonna end the podcast, man. This has been a really, really informative one.
Before you close out, you know, I love this conversation, and it's crazy. This is why we have to be careful with our words.
Yes.
Because all of this disalignment occurred because Wiz Khalifa said that he was going to do a versus with Lil Wayne. Anyway, go ahead, close us out. Yeah, baby. False Prophets Podcast. Phil, close us out, baby. I'm your boy, Manny.
It's Phil Rizzo. Thank you for listening to False Prophets.
Peace.